he pushes Yusuke to his full potential almost every arc.
Yep.
And Yusuke is the most protective over Kuabara. And I love that relationship. Who do you believe the most underrated character in Yu Yu Hakusho is? And this is your opinion. It can be anyone you want. You know, everyone's going to have their own opinions. And as long as you can back it up with reasoning, it shouldn't be an issue. There's no right or wrong answer for this. But I feel like a lot of people are going to say one character. But I'm going to ask you first. Yeah.
I can think of a lot of characters. But yeah, that is an interesting one. And that's one you really have to think about. But I know we're thinking of the same person. I'm pretty sure we are.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
We probably have different reasoning too. But you said you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead, bro.
So I was trying to think of another character, but it stuck out too much in my mind. And I remember when you texted it to me. I actually was thinking about it before I went to bed. So my most underrated character is Kuabara.
Yep. He kind of has to be, man.
It's Kuabara, and we could go back and forth on the reasoning on this. For me, okay, yes, he's not the best fighter. He's not the most skilled fighter. Obviously not the most experienced, but his character brings more to the story, brings more to the plot, because he's the one pushing Yusuke. He's the one,
exactly.
Yeah, he's the one holding Yusuke accountable. He's kind of like that. I'm not gonna say like a. I feel like more like a big brother to Yusuke. It's weird. It's
yeah,
like big brother to Yusuke, kind of like helping him get his mind right and helping him to focus on certain things. But he's just along for the ride when he's with Yusuke. And and it's his willpower that keeps him strong. It's his willpower that keeps him in the game and fighting. Now, sometimes in his mind, I know that he'll be taking on more than he knows what he can handle, but that doesn't stop him from really, fighting his best. But
he has unbelievable confidence,
bro. Yes.
I mean, honestly, all of the four main characters, they all are pretty confident. But Kuabara stand out just because he's not as strong or skilled as a fighter as Yusuke. He's clearly not stronger than Kurama or Hiei. But his, like you said, his sure willpower, he lives by code, he lives by honor. And you have to respect that. You have to read. Kuwabara's not the smartest, he's not the most powerful, but when you really think about it, he's the only human of the four main characters.
Yes.
It's Genkai. Genkai is a human, right?
She's a human, but out of the four, that squad, he's the only pure-blooded human.
Yeah, he's the only. Yep, he's the only human, and he keeps up, even though he can't beat the big bad guys.
No,
he holds his own throughout every arc in Yu Yu Hakusho. And another reason I like him I chose him as the most underrated character is something you hit on. He pushes Yusuke. Think about it. When he thought, spoilers, but everyone knows
the show's been out for 30 years.
Yeah. So, but in a dark tournament, he pushes Yusuke to beat Toguro, and And then in the next arc, he loses his powers, but he gets them back to save his friends, right? But he also pushes Yusuke to another level when Sensui, I think that's his name, Sensui, had him trapped. And even before that, when just every arc, he is the one that pushes Yusuke to the next level. Yeah, in pretty much every arc.
So I wanted to hit on this. So let's talk about his weapon, the spirit sword. So basically, the spirit sword is his spirit's energy. It's an extension of himself. and the way that it develops throughout the show. So the first time he uses the spirit sword, he doesn't know he could use it. It's basically like he had to channel it in like one of his first fights in the tournament Genkai had. Like one of the earlier episodes, he had to channel it through like a wooden stick to like get the sword to come out. And then later, over time, when he develops the sword, he can make it longer. He can make it like move around because it's an extension of his spirit energy. And then when he's fighting to go Elder Toguro in the end of the Dark Tournament, he actually can shoot out darts using the spirit sword. But the thing is this, I know it's obviously it's not as powerful as the spirit gun, but I believe it's almost on the same level as an A-class demon when he gets his final power up, the one sword that could cut through dimensions.
Yep.
Yep. And
he pushed the whole narrative for that arc. I mean, they were trying to get Kuabara that whole time. He was the plot. He was like the MacGuffin or whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it. People are going to say I sound crazy, but he was the main. He was the plot point. Like he pushes the narrative or pushes the plot in that arc. But you're absolutely right. And this, it's obviously not stronger than the spirit gun.
No,
but I think it's more useful. And I think it's more because he can use it. He doesn't have a limit. As long as he has spirit energy, he can use it. Like Yusuke, throughout most of the series, only can use the spirit gun a handful of times.
He literally, it's like either the spirit gun or the shotgun or the spirit wave. Yeah.
Spirit wave. But the spirit sword is like, can be utilized in so many different ways. And like you said, it's not as powerful, but I just think it's more useful.
Yeah.
For most of the time,
he could be creative and versatile with the spirit sword. And here's another point I like this. So Sensui calls it a Jigen-To. It's basically a dimension sword. He's able to cut through dimensions whenever he gets his final power up, and whenever he's able to cut through the Kakai barrier that's holding the demons away from living world, well, the higher class demons. So think about this. If he had that sword when he fought Elder Toguro the first time,
he would have killed him.
He would have
killed him,
wiped him. Because the thing is this: him cutting him up, Elder Toguro wouldn't have been able to regenerate because now his body parts are in different dimensions. They're not just cut up, they're not just sliced up. They're in different space time. So now they can't connect to each other. They're different realities. So you can't do anything. Yeah.
And he's a human. That's the craziest part to me. This is why I like the characters in Yu Yu Hakusho we already did this video compared to the Dragon Ball Z characters. And I know there's Dragon Ball, there's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super GT, whatever. We compare Yu Yu Hakusho to Dragon Ball Z because of their similar show as in Shonen. Because Dragon Ball is a little different, but Dragon Ball Z and Yu Yu Hakusho are comparable. But you look at characters like Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, eventually the humans just can't keep up anymore. But Kuabara can hang with these guys, A-class, S-class level demons, and he's still holding his own. Holding his own is crazy. So that's why he has to be the most underrated character. When you think about everything he's done and his growth throughout the entire series and how he pushed Yusuke, how he eventually earned the respect of Hiei and Kurama, and with his sure willpower and his code that he sticks to and his honor. Even when he lost his powers and got it back when he was fighting that blonde kid, and even that kid went from working with Sensui to seeing how Kuabara didn't even want to kill him. He respected Kuabara as a man after that, and Kuabara changes people's opinions about him. Maybe a doofus, he's not the smartest guy in the room, but you have to appreciate his honor.
Yeah, that's true. And he will never go against his code. Like throughout the whole show, him like getting beat up, him like being faced with impossible odds, he will never change his code. And that's crazy. Yeah. That's honor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but he low key may be not the most powerful, but he may be the most important character throughout the series. Obviously, Yusuke is the protagonist, but like we kept to reiterate. Fuck these words up, but yeah, to what we were trying to say, he pushes Yusuke to his full potential almost every arc.
Yep.
And Yusuke is the most protective over Kuabara, and I love that relationship. Because he's very out of all the anime relationships, I think those two are my favorite just because of Yusuke. So they fight like brothers, but Yusuke does not. Yusuke could beat him up, but he don't want anybody else is not allowed to beat him up. So that I love that aspect of the relationship, and it's one of the better relationships in anime to me.
You know, it's another funny thing: the fact that he's in love with Hiei's sister. But the thing is, he doesn't know that he's the only one that doesn't know that's Hiei's sister. That's what makes that funny.
That idiot, he didn't finish watching the tape. And as soon as he saw her, because remember, he was saying, I'm about to give up on fighting. Yep. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to focus on school. And as soon as he saw that video and saw her, he's like, yeah, come on, let's go.
Let's go do this. Yep.
Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah. And then it's funny because even Kurama hinted at it. He said, how much Kuwabara and Hiei argue. Kurama was like, just imagine one day they might be
in-laws.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is like EA, even though he's kind of shut off and whatever, he doesn't mind that Kuwabara, fancies Yukina because he knows that he's going to protect her while she's in living world, so he just has nothing to worry about.
Yeah, and like I said before, I like that respect that they developed for each other. Yeah, they like at beginning he looked at Kuwabara like he's a piece of shit, like he's nothing,
like an idiot.
Yeah, but throughout the series, he continues to see like he actually cares about him and he actually respects him.
Yeah,
Kuwabara, he earns the respect of everyone he meets.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, he has with each of the other members in his crew, he has a special like connection. Like, Yusuke obviously has that brotherly thing with Kurama. He's still like his friend in living world since Kurama's like taking the body of a human. So they're still like good friends. And then with EA, I mean, you were saying that his connection with Yukina, I mean, and the fact that EA trusts Kuwabara to protect Yukina, I mean, he has a special kind of like connection with all three of them. So that's actually an important part of the show as well.
He may be the glue to the group.
He is. He really is.
Without him, the group wouldn't work.
Because, and that's a good point that you hit on, because in the beginning of the Three Kings arc, when they're going off to Demon World and kind of like the separate ways to fight for one of the Three Kings, he was like, Kuwabara was like begging them to like, why can't you guys rethink this? You guys are crazy. You guys are going to be fighting each other down there. He was thinking like we had like a good thing going here. We were going to fight the good fight, all that stuff. But honestly, at that point, he realized he had to let them go do their own thing and kind of like find out who they were. Find out, he owed it to him. He owed it to them. So
yeah, he's the glue of the group. Like the group would not function right without him. I look at, because EA and Yusuke are so competitive.
Yeah.
Kurama is kind of laid back, but when he's super serious when it's time to go. But Kurama gives the group that balance, that perfect balance. Like throughout the Dark Tournament, even though he lost, he
lost a bunch of times.
He was the only one. Yeah, he's the only one who really lost. I know Kurama lost, but he killed the dude. But he's the only one who actually lost. But at the same time, he came through when he had to, or he gave the members of the team motivation to do better, to strive to be greater. So I always looked at him as the glue of the group, and that's why I believe he's the most underrated, unappreciated character. If you ask most people, he's not going to be most people's favorite character. I mean, honestly, I think most people are going to say either EA or Yusuke or Kurama. Most people will say those are their favorite character. You're not going to get too many people that's going to say Kuwabara is their favorite character, but he's the most important character.
Yeah, because Kuwabara, I mean, the reason why I think people wouldn't think it is as important or as like important as a fighter is the fact that no transformations. He's not super powerful. You know, he really the spirit sword. I mean, it's nice, but it's not as flashy as what some of the other ones have got going. But like you said,
and he's a human.
He's the most important. He probably is, definitely the most important character. He moves the story along, and he's the motivation and reason why the team is as strong as they are.
Yep. Can you think of any other anime character that has a similar role to the group as
Kuabara or Kuabara?
Yeah,
that holds the kind of like the glue and holds the team together. Ugh.
It's really hard to think about that in other shows. Like, they don't really have it, really. I mean, I'm sure the people are going to comment and tell us, but off the top of my head, I can't think of any.
Not in any shonen anime who are like kind of like that play a role like Kuabara would play.
Because in Hunter x Hunter, they have a character that's pretty similar to him, but he isn't the glue of the group. He was gone for a lot of episodes, and we didn't care.
Honestly, no.
If Kuabara went missing
he wasn't doing nothing. He wasn't hitting on nothing. He was just like, I'm just gonna be here, and then after I'm done here, I'm gonna leave and go do my own thing.
Yeah. If you took Kuabara out the show for a while, we would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
we would feel like we're missing something.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, obviously he really wasn't in the Three Kings arc that much, but still you would kind of think like, hey, he was still motivating. I don't know, just the fact that it was their memories of him. Their memories of him that were like motivating. I remember watching when Yusuke was fighting Yomi, it was Yusuke's memory of Kuabara that was motivating to fight. It was just the fact that he was always ringside.
Yep.
Yep.
So if any of you out here, that watch a lot of anime or read a lot of manga, y'all can let us know if there is another character similar to Kuabara. And I'm talking about like popular shows. Like, obviously I watch a lot of anime that isn't super popular, but out of the top anime or the anime that you would compare to Yu Yu Hakusho, such as Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Bleach, Hunter x Hunter, and so forth, is there a character similar to Kuabara? Because there's always characters like Yusuke, there's always characters like Hiei, there's always characters like Kurama, but there's not too many characters that are like Kuabara throughout anime. He may be one of a kind, really.
I think
for his purpose in the group.
I'm trying to think of the reason why Togashi made Kurama or Kuabara the way he did. Kind of like, I don't know, maybe there's like a deeper meaning there. Like, he didn't make him as powerful as the other ones. I mean, even though he did hold his own, I mean, eventually they surpassed him. I don't know, maybe. I feel like there's a meaning in there because there's meanings throughout the whole anime.
Yeah, there is. But yeah, that's a question that hopefully someone can answer for us, because honestly, I can't think of any characters that are similar to him. Like, they're always characters like Yusuke. You got Goku, Naruto. I always forget the buddy name for Bleach. I used to always sleep out of my head. But
Ichigo.
Yeah, Ichigo. They're always characters like him. They're always characters like Hiei, Sasuke, Vegeta. The list goes on. Old boy from the lightning dude. He's actually a combination of two characters from Hunter x Hunter: the blonde hair and Killua. Those are like, if you took and split Hiei in half, those they are very similar. But he's also like Kurama too. But
we're talking about Kurapika.
Yeah, I can never say his name right. But
it's Kurapika. He is kind of like, he's cutthroat. He's super cutthroat. And he's kind of cold, but I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah,
they killed his whole family. So
but there have not been too many characters like Kuabara. So shout out to Kuabara, man. You deserve the respect, and you are one of the biggest reasons why I really fell in love with the show. So shout out to him, man.